Morning, everybody. Happy Monday. Welcome to Be Well Live for 5. My name is Melissa Sousa, and I am the Senior Wellness Coordinator in the Athletics and Recreation Department at Seneca College. And today we're going to be talking about shoulder rounding. So obviously, it's a postural thing. You know, are we here? Are we starting to slouch here? I think you can see, even as I'm just kind of demonstrating here, you know, how bad that can be posturally for our neck being jutted out, for our back. Where we want to be and where we are two very different things. So first and foremost, do you have a shoulder rounding problem? How do we tell? So if you stand up straight and you just stay relaxed, don't try to push yourself, because if you start to try to pull your shoulders back, you're not going to get a real true test of where you're at. So this is the easiest, quickest way. Stand with your arms down, and where are your thumbs or your palms facing? So as I'm standing here, I can see that my palms are kind of facing in, and my thumbs are kind of in between facing forward and in between kind of facing to the back. So I'm kind of in a okay zone, because what do we want? If we're here and our palms are facing back towards us, that means we've got a lot of shoulder rounding. So you can see if I was here, that my palms would be facing behind me. Not good. So where do we want to be? If you pull yourself back to where you want to be by pulling those shoulders back here, where are my thumbs? They're facing forward. So my palms are now facing the outside of my thighs. So just a little quick test, see where you're at, and let's see what we can do about it if you found yourself in the palms facing back zone. So not a great zone to be, but we can work on that. So what do we do? So think about the front of our muscles here and the back of our muscles playing a little game of tug of war. So who's winning in this game? Our front muscles. We don't want our front muscles winning. So what that means is they're pulling all of our muscles here. And what's happening is that we're shortening some of our very important muscles here. So our pecs, our upper traps, those things are getting tight, and our lats as well. So these muscles under here. So these things are tightening and shortening, if you want to think about it that way. What do we want to do to our back? Well, to be able to pull our muscles back, we need to strengthen the back. So we want to stretch and or roll and release these muscles in the front body. And then in our back body, what we want to do is tighten and strengthen them to be able to pull our muscles back here, to be able to help support when we are here, that we're being mindful and pulling back, so that this is more our neutral zone versus this, which starts to happen. So of course, these things start to happen as we're sitting at our computer, anything where our arms are in front of us, driving, texting, all of these things start to have this effect. And over time, it just obviously just the postural doesn't look very nice, but it does wreak havoc on the rest of our body. So what can we do? So first, let's talk about stretching out some of these parts of our body. So if you have a ball at home, you can even do this with a can. You don't have to have a ball. This is a candle, and I couldn't find my exercise ball to use today. A tennis ball would be great as well. So this way we can get into our pec muscle here. So what you do is you can use your hand, but you can also put yourself up against the wall and use your body as the weight. And what you want to do is get right into this muscle here. So this muscle is part of our pec minor. So that's the muscle you want to get into. And you can feel it as soon as you start to roll. That's why I'm saying I don't need my body weight to apply that pressure. I can feel it right here. So what I'm going to do is wait till I find that sweet spot. And the sweet spot means you're kind of like, ooh, it's not a sore pinching feeling. It's a, that's an uncomfortable, ooh feeling. It hurts, but not in a painful way. So you want to get in there into that tightness, and you want to try to release it. So that's what we're doing here. So 30 seconds to a minute, either side, and that's what you can do here with your ball. Another thing we can do with our pecs is we can do a stretch, and I'm going to show you that after, but we'll just keep talking about our rolling for now. So another thing we can do with our roll is to get into those lats. So I'm not going to get down on the ground here, but you can imagine we're going to lie down on our sides here, and we're going to have our elbow. Our elbow will help to release the pressure of our body down onto our lats and where we're rolling. So again, don't do it to a point of where you're in pain. Just do it to a point where you're like, I feel that. And then you start rolling that out until you feel a little bit of a release. So that's what we're doing. We're actively releasing those muscles. So we get in there, again, all down that side here into our lats. Those things are getting tight by shortening, doing these things while we're rounding. Either side again, 20 to 30 seconds. That's our roll. I'm just gonna show you quick stretches. I'm gonna turn you around here so you can see me. A doorway is a great way to stretch our pecs. So what you're gonna do is just kind of 90-degree angle our arm here. We're gonna lean in. You can imagine the more you're leaning in, the more stretch you're getting. So you can turn here, start to turn. I think we're going on our, there we go. Another way we can stretch our lats instead of rolling, we can always grab onto the top. I'm short, but if you're not short, you could do this. And doing a lean in, it also stretches our pecs as well, but you can see that it gets a nice long stretch here. Great for our lats, all in there. So those are two great stretches to do. Sorry, my phone keeps pausing yet again. Of course, it loves to do this to me while I do lives. And then finally, so those are our stretches. Again, 2 to 3 times a week. That'll help to open up our chest here and alleviate some of that tightness. And what do we need to do with our back body? We need to strengthen it. So think about it here. We talked about our upper traps. That's another one. We can also stretch our upper traps here by doing these types of stretches. If you're seated while you do these, you can always grab onto the side of the chair here to kind of pull your shoulder down and get an even deeper stretch. So that's going to stretch our upper traps, another thing that gets super tight when we have rounded shoulders. So once we're done with those, we want to strengthen our traps as well. So we've got a mid trap and a lower trap as well, like a diamond shape in our back. So our mid trap is across our shoulders. Pull aparts with our band will help with that, as well as our lower back. So those are the muscles we really want to strengthen here to help pull back and alleviate some of this shoulder rounding. So how do we do that? When we're doing these exercises, it is quality over quantity. So we don't want to just bang out 20 quick reps here, okay? That's not what we're trying to do. You want to try to reset your shoulders to where we want them to be every single time before you follow through with a rep. So it will look like this. So if I'm here, I'm then about to do a pull apart, what I want to make sure I'm doing is I'm pulling my shoulders together and down. So I'm here, I'm really thinking about pulling my shoulders together and down before I even start that pull apart. Nice, slow, controlled movements as we pull and as we return to our neutral position. Reset here again, pulling those shoulders down and back, pulling away from the body nice and slow, returning back to our neutral position. So another way that we can get into even deeper into working just a few more muscles in our back, our back, is by doing an external rotation with our thumbs. So as you're hanging onto your band here, you're just taking your thumbs, pointing them up, and you're going to externally rotate. So you can see as I'm doing that with my shoulders, it starts to rotate out. So which is great for, again, working just a few more of those little muscles in the helper muscles in our back. So thumbs up, externally rotate, go in for that pull again. Pull down and back, slow and controlled, nice, slow release. Again, resetting, shoulders come back, down. Sorry guys, my phone keeps pausing. Shoulders are down, pinching together as I showed you, pinching those shoulder blades together. Thumbs are externally rotated. So we're pulling out and we're pulling back. Nice and slow and controlled. So those are great exercises, great ways for you to work on, obviously, stretching and releasing our front body, and then using our band to build some muscle on the pullback for rounded shoulders. So I hope that helps you guys. SenecaSting.ca, hop on over to our website. We've got some links for our classes for today. So at 11 o'clock, we've got core and strength class. 1 o'clock, we've got a Zumba class. 3 o'clock, we've got a cardio high and low. If you stay right here on Instagram Live at 12:15, we've got a cardio 1, 2, 3 class for you. Be safe, everybody. Be well. Take care.